What up, sisters, and welcome back to the Dappled Update. We kicking this one off today with a little bit of a mystery. The expedition into the Dappled Forest begins. Yup, so Mojang's warning with this update time and time again, it really seems to be an update all about adventuring. Maybe not just one single biome. Discover the abandoned camp and so on. And then, this image. Wait a second, what in the heck is going on here? We've got the Dappled Forest, we've got a little bit of building, a little bit of tenting, and then the wall of stairs. Okay then. So this all begins nice, dandy, and right, with like a couple of different staircase variants placed down inside of the world. Somebody was like placing them down, taking a look at the colors. But wait a second, that one right there. We've got a red, and then we've got dark red, huh? All right, so for this one, I'm not too sure. This could be one of the effects of vibrant visuals going on, and maybe it's just a brown stair, but one of those staircases definitely looks like dark red. I'm gonna have to guess that maybe it's just vibrant visuals being weird. That's probably the most likely thing here, but I guess if we see more dye colors come to the game, they teased it here first. Alright, so this week's Snapshot, an absolutely gigantic one. On the day of the release, we took over 20 minutes to explore the Snapshot, check out everything that was added. Then we explored the abandoned campsite in a little bit more detail, about 20 more minutes. Now, we have finally another round of features. This drop has truly kicked off in a fashion just like the old updates, like the Wild update or the Tricky Trials. If you are as in love with this update already as I am, smash that like button right now, see how many we can get. And did you know I've got a second channel? It is linked down below, different content every single day. Ooh man, the brand new update, it adds this new type of mushroom called the shelf mushroom to the game. This is a really interesting mushroom. If you've got your hands on a little bit of bone meal in your world, then the mushroom comes in actually two different sizes as well. A smaller one, a larger one. It's a little bit comical to me. I've been taking a look at this beautiful looking texture for days on days now, and yeah, it's a beautiful looking texture, but compared to some of the other mushrooms in the game, it's like randomly so HD, man. It literally, when you focus on this thing and just kind of tone out the rest of the world, it starts to look like I'm inside of Hytale or something. Ooh, but our mushroom update of all time. If you're a fan of cooking with the mushrooms inside of your world, well now, mushroom stew can officially be created, brewed up with any kind of a mushroom into the game and any combination as well. As long as you've got a bowl and 2 mushrooms in your table, you will be able to create the mushroom stew. And creating this mushroom stew dish is going to be the same no matter what combination of 2 mushrooms that you use. On the other hand, maybe you're something of a potion master yourself. You have decided to swap out the mushroom for a little bit of flour or add a flour into the recipe, get some sus stew going on. Well now, just like with the mushroom stew, you could use any combination of 2 mushrooms to create yourself a mushroom stew. And this includes the brand new shelf mushroom as well. In fact, the only mushrooms that do not work in this recipe are the fungus mushrooms that will be found over inside of the nether. If you try and use any of these ones, the recipe will not work. You need overworld mushrooms only. This makes me realize, though, that there should totally be a nether version as well, right? Maybe it does like a fire resistance effect? Sherds, man. Apparently, this brand new update is kind of on the low, all about these decorated pots of all time. Very intriguingly, inside of the changelog, we have quite a bit of attention being dealt to the sherd, which seems to hint at something interesting. So first up here, in our minor tweak section, we have the fact that sherds that drop from breaking a decorated pot, well, they'll now preserve their data. For example, you named it Paul. Well, if you named your dear sherd that, when you break the pot open, that sherd will preserve its name. And why the heck is this all happening? Well, that's because Mojang has gone ahead and data-driven pottery sherds. This also results in a change to pod decorations and decorated pot blocks. They could be stored in full item stacks. Right here, the data driving of the decorated pot, sherds no longer store a list of 4 item IDs. You have these item IDs instead, and with these things being data driven, they are now easier than ever to add more of to the game. Obviously, sherds, they are so cool, but they have been pretty much untouched since the 1.20 update. it looks like at last. And honestly, as kind of hinted at by taking a look at some of the pieces of this gigantic new structure, from the looks of things, with the potential of archaeology coming to the game inside of this drop, we might just be looking at even more sherds coming to the game very soon. And I beg, look man, with the wool coming to the game, and wool is obviously dyeable, how about some dyeable decorated pots in the game? It's been way too long. They literally look like terracotta. We could dye the terracotta, why can we not dye the decorated pot? And man, Mojang, I beg, some kind of workstation where we could take sherds that we have found and duplicate them so I could have like infinite heart sherds after I find my first one. Mojang did it with armor trim, so you could duplicate that. Why the heck is there not a way to imprint more sherds and make clones? Oh, man, now tucked deep inside of the changelog here, the resource pack section almost near the bottom of the changelog, we have palette textures. Mojang has gone ahead and moved all armor trim palette textures from one folder to another, and basically went ahead and data drove all of this stuff too. Now, taking a look at our Dappled Forest and what we have right now, anything inside of the Dappled Forest that could maybe be a new armor trim material? Not so much, at least quite yet. But this definitely seems like a setup for something with armor trim too. Given the fact that we seem to be clued into multiple instances of potential archaeology coming to the game inside of this drop, I would not be surprised if we have an armor trim in some of these abandoned campsites as well. I don't even know if Mojang is fully done with the abandoned campsite. There's something like 8,000 different potential variants of the campsite, but interestingly, a good handful of some of these campsites actually involve signs of archaeology and a little bit of sherding, maybe trimming happening as well. I mean that, or we're looking at a brand new trim material coming to the game, the first since the resin update years ago now. Honestly, I would love both, but if I had to settle for one, Mojang, please give us a brand new trim. These things are so cool, it's been way too long now. Now in this little update here, unmentioned in the changelog, Mojang has actually gone ahead and updated villages as well, making a pretty substantial change to these things and how they'll generate. I want you to take a look at my Dappled Peninsula coastline right here. We have a small dappled forest in the middle of a sea of plains biomes. Interesting. Further on down the line, take a look at my real deal dappled forest over here. Pretty much the same thing is happening, except on a much larger scale. Gigantic dappled forest biome in the middle of a huge, vast plains biome. Where has Mojang dropped the Dappled Forest into World Generation, you wonder? Well, Mojang has gone ahead and dropped the Dappled Forest in World Generation into where plains biomes were generating before. Not in all instances, but in many instances, if you check a World Seed in 26.2 and then check it in 26.3 Snapshot 1, the plains biome is getting replaced with a dappled forest. And that is going to lead to, if you happen to have a village generating previously where the dappled forest is now forming, well, the village is just straight up removed from world generation. Not moved around, just deleted. So look, anytime Mojang goes ahead and adds a biome to the game, like for example the Pale Garden, they're going to have to move other biomes around to make room for it. It's intriguing that this biome is replacing the plains and maybe not, say, a normal forest or a taiga that was already generating, but whatever. I also think it's a little bit weird because the plains is considered a normal temperature biome, and then we have the dappled forest and islands of it that are just like a cold temperature biome, but again, whatever. But it's interesting, man, with the implementation of the Dappled Forest and how Mojang has gone about it. If left unchanged and implemented exactly how it is right now, the Dappled Forest is going to definitely make villagers a little bit harder to find in the new update. Also, with the Dappled Forest overtaking the Plains biome, it means that it's not that hard to find a Dappled Forest that is combined with a plains village. Well, kind of like this right here. Maybe in other... Oh, my God. There's something kind of like this right here. But other times, you can find the Dappled Forest, like, encroaching on the village hardcore. And it's pretty cool. Oh, my gosh, man. Speaking of cool, I think I just found the most beta-ish alpha Minecraft generation, whatever you want to call it, of Dappled Forest biomes, man. Look at this with the floating orange all over the place. The tiny little trees floating on a single block. Man, that is so cool looking, dude. It looks really good. Now, inside of our brand new Dappled Forest biome, we'll be able to find a brand new bush. God, I hope they rename it to Burning Bush, not just Red Shrub. I'm something of a plant connoisseur here, Mojang. Come on, hear me out. But anyway, if we have this thing down and we want to duplicate it, well, duplicating it is just like how you clone the firefly bush. If you bone meal it, it will cycle over all around it, and then if there is no more room for one to grow on one of the adjacent blocks, the bone meal here, it will stop being accepted. You'll have to bone meal a different one, or break some of these other bushes to spread them again. This shrub, how it seems to be unaffected by biome gradients, is so cool. You can take it over to like any biome and it's an intense red going on, but maybe it should be subtly affected, like turning slightly different tones of red. That might be kind of cool, and honestly, it might help it blend into some of the other environments ever so slightly. It really stands out like a nether plant right now. Picture this, man. You're down inside of the deep, dark biome. You're trying so hard to avoid the skulk sensor. Wool staircase. You've got one. It'll cut out vibrations, right? Well, according to the changelog, it will. Same with the slabs. They should cut out vibration, at least somehow, partially. But right now, they are not doing any of their one single stated job. If I place these things down, they do not work for removing vibrations. Even a doubled up wool slab block, it doesn't cut out vibrations or dampen them from the skulk sensor. I suspect this is because when they implemented this stuff to the game, they simply took one of the staircases and slabs and basically copy and pasted it over and forgot about the implementation, but stated how it would work inside of the changelog. So count on the wool staircase and the wool slab cutting out skulk sensor vibrations. Maybe you could use it in the ancient city, but for now it does not work. Instruments. The thinking about instruments inside of Minecraft, other than the note block, all we really have here is the goat horn inside of the game. There was a point in time where Mojang considered adding another instrument called the copper horn to the game, but that one ended up being scrapped. Maybe it's coming back? Oddly enough, inside of the changelog here, kind of similar to how we have trim materials being data-driven, instruments have been added to the game in the form of a new registry. You can now have a durability pop up when you use an instrument, and you can customize the use duration of an instrument as well. So like how long it plays. This is so weird, man, because the only instrument that we have in the game that has been untouched for so long, oh man, it's so cool, the goat horn. But obviously, when we use it, we do have a use duration, but there's no durability with the goat horn. Unless Mojang is planning on adding a couple of new instruments to the game, maybe adding a durability system with the instruments for whatever reason. But as of right now, as far as I'm aware, inside of the game, they added it here, but have not actually used it by anything, or with anything, in vanilla Minecraft. It's weird, man. And now, last things last today. Definitely not least here, but I want to turn our eyes to the future. In a world generation, Mojang in the last update changed quite a bit in data drove stuff, seemingly setting up for something weird, and now they're doing it again. The end podium is now a world feature. So on Minecraft Java Edition, that would mean using the place command. We can place a feature and then look for end podium, and we have two options, active and inactive. If we try and place it right there, an active one, it definitely worked. Whoops. Yeah, they might have to change that. Maybe make it place a little bit lower. If you place an inactive one, though, clearly, you can see right here, this is that central portal that pops in on the end island, right smack dab in the middle. It's now a world generation feature, which is so weird. That means that if you are a world customizer, you could take, the end podium and maybe switch this thing up, make it fancier, much easier. They have also added a bunch of customization to trees inside of the game, and also things like noise settings, like surface rule, being changed over to material rule. Now, this is all about when you are generating a world and how you want that world to actually look. Should it be bumpy? Or maybe should it be really flat and whatever? And specifically, what type of material should you use? Dirt, stone, whatever? All of this stuff has been revamped inside of the world files for seemingly not much of a reason at all, other than data driving it and making it easier to change in the future. Ooh, but then we have even more interesting stuff here. They have added brand new structure placements called Dimension Origin. This is a new structure type that will place as soon as you create a brand new dimension. What? So in my eyes here, obviously, whenever you create another dimension inside of the vanilla game, no dimension right now places a structure wherever you spawn in. Like the end, when you jump into it, you have that little obsidian platform, but that's not technically classified as a structure or I believe even a feature right now. On the other hand, the overworld, I mean, you literally just spawn here, so there's nothing there. And then the nether, when you move into it, there's the portal. But again, the portal is not considered a structure. This is a portal. Obviously, man, getting into a little bit of theoretics here, what is a structure that also seems to be tied to a dimension? The gigantic ancient city portal, man. So, look, man, imagine this. A world where in, like, a couple of updates time, we could actually go into the 4th dimension. You go to the ancient city, you light the portal somehow, you go into the dimension, and wherever you enter that new dimension at, perhaps there is a new portal structure placed on the other side, you know, something like this right here, that would be the dimension origin to the ancient city dimension. Now, look, man, none of that is confirmed right there. That's a little bit of speculation on how this feature could maybe be implemented into the vanilla game. I'm not too sure right now. This is so strange, dude. And they have also added a brand new rule test type, which is height match. Look, dude, I wonder, going out on a limb here, we have the ancient city. It's obviously deep down in the world, very dark area of the world, right? What if, in our new dimension, we place a structure and we need that dimension to be a height match? Instead of like X and Z, we want to make sure that our entrance to the new dimension is down at the bottom of it. So they have implemented this brand new height match game rule. What do you think? Is this tied to the 4th dimension? Mojang is back at it again, messing with dimensions even more, dude. It's so weird. This snapshot is so big and interesting. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to talk even more about the new update very soon. For now, it's been me, Wattles. I'll see you tomorrow, besties. Goodbye, friends.